All right, Unit 5, Lesson 19 is going to be a normal distribution where the mean is not 0 and the standard deviation is not 1. So when we did standard normal distribution, they were 0 and 1. Now we're going to do problems where they're not. Since we're using a calculator, this is going to be exactly the same as what it was, except now you're not going to put 0 and 1 in for all of them. You're going to be changing the numbers. Again, when they didn't have a calculator, what they had to do was compute a z-score, which is what you have to normalize it, which we have done in the past, finding z-scores. And then you would use the normal distribution. You did it off of a chart, is what you did. But now, because we have the calculator, we're just going to use that. All right, same deal as before. We're going to draw our curves each time we do the problem. All right, so for this one, the mean number of hours an American worker spends in the computer is 3.1 per workday. Assume the standard deviation is 0.5 hours. Find the percentage of workers who spend less than 3.5. So we're going to put our mean in the middle, but now it's not going to be 0. It's going to be, in this case, 3.1. And then we want less than 3.5. So we take and put 3.5 here to somewhere to the right of it. Fill in the graph. Normal CDF. So my lower bound is going to be negative infinity. Upper bound 3.5. Then my mean is 3.1. And standard deviation is 0.5. I know after you do the last section, you get in the habit of putting 0 and 1 there constantly. You're going to have to change that when you do that. All right, second bars, normal CDF. It's already in there. 3.5, 3.1, 0.5. All right, 78.8%. Okay, and the rest of these are going to be the same idea. So each month, American household averages 28 pounds of newspaper for garbage and recycling. We want between 27 and 31. Right over here. Normal CDF 27, 31, 28 for the mean, standard deviation of 2. Twenty-seven, 31, 28, 2, 64.5. All right, more than 30. 28, 30.2, more than 30.2, I should say, I think it's a 30. So normal CDF 30.2, infinity 28, 2. All right, 30.2. So, you know what? I'm just gonna type in a big number this time, just to, instead of doing that E99, just to show you that it works. 28.2 already in there. 13.6%. Just to show you on this one, if I do it with the same thing, except I do E99 in that spot. See, it gives me the exact same answer when you do that. So you just need a much larger number than what you're dealing with there. Okay, and then just like the last section, we're going to go backwards. What if I give you the percentage and I want to know the score or scores that go along with that? All right, to qualify for a police academy, candidates must score in the top 10% on their test. The mean of 200, standard deviation of 20. So we want top 10%. Right, find the lowest possible score to qualify. So remember, we are doing here to the left. So if to the right's 10%, that means to the left would be 90%. So we would do inverse norm, 0.9, mean of 200, standard deviation of 20. Nine, 200, 20, to the left, paste. All right, so the score would be 225.6. Now, the question would be, this is a test. Can you get a 225.6 in it? Should you round it to the nearest whole number? I think it kind of, we don't know what kind of test this is, so I would either take 225.6 or 226. Either one of those would be fine. Again, use your judgment on how you should round when we're talking about real life problems like these. All right, for a medical study, a researcher wishes to select the middle 60%. This is 60%. The mean is 120. Standard deviation of 8. Okay, so the 60%, that means there's 40 left. So that means 0.2 there and 0.2 there. So we want to know what this score is here. That's a question mark. That doesn't look anything like a question mark. Try to draw a better one there. There you go. Okay, what are those two scores? So the one on the left, do inverse norm. So remember, from your line over to the left. So 0.2 of 120, standard deviation of 8. We'll put that in the calculator in a second. And the second score will be from here to the left, so it's going to be 0.8, 0.6 and 0.2 put together, 128. Oops. 0.2, 128. So 113.3. I'm just going to do the other one. We'll write them down at the same time here. And 0.8 with those two. 126.7. So 113.3 and 126.7. So 120 should be halfway in between those two, just to, if you ever wanted to check your answer. Okay. And then this stuff we are not doing. All right, so that's lesson 19 in unit 5. Let me know if you have any questions.